What's up, guys? I just finished riding 500 kilometers in 3 days, and it got me thinking. I want to make something for people who may just be starting out doing ultra cycling or thinking about doing long distance cycling. And even though this is my first time doing this amount of distance in this short of time, I got through it with no issues. I had no mechanicals. I felt great. So if you're somebody who's thinking about doing your first ultra distance cycling challenge or just a long distance bike touring thing, this video is for you, and I'm going to share the tips and the information you need so that it can go smoothly. Now, if you're wondering, did I train for this? No, but I do a lot of endurance rides and 2 to 3 hours, so the base was definitely there. But the key to me completing this from a fitness perspective is metabolic testing. And basically what that is when you get on a bike and you put the mask on. You guys have probably seen this. And with this test, you get to see all your zones, when you're burning carbs, when you're burning fat, This is really the key to any, I guess I would say, racing or just lifestyle in general. But with this information, I was able to look at how many carbohydrates I use at my targeted power range that I wanted to ride at. This essentially gave me the keys to success, so to speak, because I knew what I needed to eat. I knew how often I needed to eat it. So before day one, when I rolled out, I knew what my nutrition plan is. So I would definitely suggest, one, riding some longer rides if you can to get your endurance base built up, and also doing a metabolic test. Find one in your area. They even have devices now that will do this for you. But that is going to be the key to you getting through your long distance adventure. Next, we need to talk about fueling. That is going to be super important. And the one thing I want you to remember is CFSP: carbohydrates, fat, sugar, protein, and each is going to be very key during your ultra distance or adventure cycling. So carbohydrates, if you don't know, that's going to be your primary source of energy when you're on the bike, and this is going to be key if you want to do a moderate intensity level pace. The general recommendation for carbs, if you look on the internet, is going to be around 60 grams of carbohydrates per hour. Going back to the test, I need much more than that. All right, I need much more than 60 grams at a moderate intensity level. So that's why you want to do the test. And the next is going to be fat. Fat is basically the primary energy source you're going to use when you're at a lower intensity riding. So probably don't need as much if you're going to do just moderate level riding. Sugar is another very quick energy source that you need on the bike. And one of the things, if you're riding in Europe or coming to Europe and then going to do an adventure here in Spain, the cafeterias, they will give you packets of sugar for free. So I take those packets every time that I'm at a cafe. I put them in my pocket, and I used a bunch of these on my ride. The last is going to be protein. Protein is going to come into the picture when you are recovering from each day out on the bike. So no matter how many days you're doing, 1, 2, 3 to 5 days, you're going to want to make sure that you get a sufficient amount of protein to repair the muscles that you've damaged throughout your riding. Next thing I want to talk to you about is equipment. Now, do you need a special kind of bike to do ultra distance riding or a long distance adventure? The answer is no. But if you want to race, you probably want to buy something more specific. But if you're just doing it for fun like I did, use whatever you have. I use this bike right here, which is an aero road bike. Most people use this for crit racing or circuit racing or road racing. I use this to ride 5 hours to 6 hours each day of my adventure. Now, the key to this though is I want to absolutely recommend that you get a bike fit. Get a bike fit if you're planning to do long distance riding, even if you're not racing, because if you're not comfortable on your bike, you're going to get injured, you're going to have pain, you're not going to have fun, you're going to give it up. So this is something that a lot of people skip over, and I don't understand the reason why, because if you're going to spend $1,000 or more on buying the bike, just spend the extra $50 to $100, whatever it may be, to make sure that you are absolutely dialed on the bike and that you have a good time. Another thing you want to think about is your logistics and your planning. This sounds like an obvious thing, but use an app that lets you preview the roads you're going to ride ahead of time. Now, I don't care if you're using Google Maps, Strava. I've never planned a route on Strava, but I know it's popular. I personally use Komoot because I can see what type of roads I'm going to be riding ahead of time, and that lets me change the route if I need to. I don't like riding on busy roads, and if I can avoid them, I will. So find the app that works for you and plan your route ahead of time, and look at the road conditions, look at where you're going to ride so that you are prepared for what you're going to face during your adventure. And also use this so that you can plan your stops. What gas stations are you going to stop at? Where are you going to refill for water? Where are you going to sleep? Where are you going to buy Gatorade, nutrition that you need? Think about all these things when you're planning a big adventure, because the last thing you want to do is just get out there and get excited and you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, hungry, tired, and you don't know where the next stop is. So use whatever app you need to, get your logistics dialed and your planning dialed so that you can have a good time. In terms of recovery, you're going to want to use 2 key minerals. The first is potassium and the second is magnesium. Now, there's a lot of products in the market that advertise to cyclists, but I want you to just forget about the marketing. Figure out how much potassium and magnesium you need, your body needs, then get a product that meets those needs. Don't get caught up in all these marketing, I don't want to call them schemes. Pay more attention to the nutritions, the minerals that you need, and buy the most affordable option for you. If you like some of the higher brand items and they work for you, buy them. But my point is, you don't need them. What you need is to recover after each day of your riding and make sure your body is ready to go the next day. So stay focused on that and get those 2 things. They're going to benefit you tremendously with your sleep and your recovery so that you're ready to go the next day. And those are my tips. I encourage you just to get out there, start small, build on one adventure at a time. If you're an experienced bike touring cyclist or ultra distance cyclist, leave your advice in the comment section. I know I probably missed something, but leave it there so that people that are new to this can see it and learn and have a successful adventure when they get out there.